I've been gone for 3 years. Hi, welcome, maybe welcome back to my channel. If it is your first time seeing me, whether that's because it's your first video or because you subscribed to me 3 years ago and never got to see my face because I was doing budgeting content, hello. So I have tried to film this video like a dozen times and each time it doesn't happen. It's neither here nor there, but today I'm filming it, I'm sitting down, we're doing it. It's happening. So hello friends, my name is Mazden and I've been gone for 3 years. So my hiatus was not intentional, as with every hiatus. Actually, we should just come to realize that like I take unintentional hiatuses a lot of the times. I didn't mean to take this long of one this time. I didn't mean to take one at all, but the fact that it was so long, there's so much that happened and that went into it that I'm not really gonna dive like too deep into. I'll give a little backstory of kind of where I've been, but I just kind of wanted to make this to announce that like, hey, I still think about my YouTube channel. I still want to post on it. I guess let's start 3 years ago, insanity. So 3 years ago, 2021 was the last time that I was like semi-consistently posting. I think it was like March, April. I was like posting once a week. If you found me back then, I was doing a lot of budgeting content, which I do love. Possibly going to be making a return. But 3 years ago, I was doing budgeting content, you know, cash stuffing, budget with me's, all those kinds of things. But in August of 2021, I wound up leaving my job and my city that I was living in. I was still in my college town and I was just presented with an opportunity to move to this city that I'm currently in. And I couldn't really pass it up because I've always wanted to, like in college, I was like, that's where I want to go after school. So I wanted to end up here. It was just figuring out how. And then a year and some months after I graduated college, I was able to make the transition out here. So in doing so, I was like, okay, well, my viewers like seeing my cash stuffing videos and my budgeting content. And if I quit my job, there wasn't a place to transfer, like a location to transfer, because back then I was in the restaurant industry and there wasn't a location of that restaurant in my city. So I was like, well, okay, bye, because I was fed up at this time, worn out, just, I couldn't do it. I was just like, okay, whatever, and I'll find something when I'm there. Luckily, very, very happy. My parents were like, yeah, they moved here about a year and a half before I did. It just kind of worked out that way, so I was able to stay with them for a little bit. But I was like, I want to find something to get back on my feet. I want to keep myself busy and things like that. And so I started, once I moved here, looking for jobs. So in that time of not having a job, I was like, oh, I can't make budgeting content. I don't have income, so I can't make, you know, cash stuffing videos. And that's what my viewers really like. And, you know, they were getting used to once a week or every other week doing cash stuffing, and I can't do that now. I very much got in my head about what I could and couldn't post or could and couldn't film. So that's kind of how it all started. Because of that, I was like, you know what, it's fine. I'll just film some other stuff that I've been wanting to film, like day in my life, week in my life, go shopping with me, those kinds of videos, like more lifestyle stuff. So from time to time, I did film those, but it never amounted to anything. I would film bits and pieces of my day, or like one day I would film a ton in the morning, but then at night, nothing, because I wasn't doing anything. And I just never put it together or made it into what it could have been. Yeah, so I just got in my head about kind of what I was doing and the content I was making. So I started to film like weeks in my life, but then I would film like maybe a morning and that would be it. So I'm like, shoot, I can't post that, I can't post that. And then I wound up getting a freelance position doing video editing. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. It works out. You know, it's what I want to do. It's what I went to school for. I wound up freelancing for about 6 months. And during that time, I was like, oh my gosh, perfect. I found a position. I can get back into budgeting and cash stuffing and all these things. But a part of me was like, wait, I can't, because the income wasn't consistent. Like I had to submit my own invoices to be like, hey, here's all the work I did. Can you pay it out? And like they would pay it out in varying times, usually within like a week or so. So it was never like a strict, like you're getting paid every other week or you're, you know, getting paid on this day and this day. It never was like strict and consistent. And for me, in my head, I was like, oh, my viewers want something consistent. Looking back, I probably could have filmed the cash stuffing when I got the money or when I got my income, but then just like posted it later. That's neither here nor there. Now, now, but I very much was just in my head about a lot of things and was very much like, I can't do XYZ because my viewers won't like it, or it's not what is set. And I had these strict like things in place that I wanted to do and days that I wanted to post and things like that. That was kind of how the whole hiatus started. And then the end of 2021, my boyfriend actually moved out here with me, and we went from being long distance for a little bit to living together again. And the apartment that we were at, god awful. It was so bad. That's a whole other story, a whole other video of like the apartment complex from hell, basically. That place was so bad. Your home is supposed to be like your safe space and where you feel, you know, comfortable and like you can just like relax. Did not feel like that at all for a multitude of reasons. And so I really didn't want to film there. I didn't want to like showcase it. I really just stopped kind of posting a lot, like any social media. I didn't film really anything, or I would film again bits and pieces, but I was like, oh, the place is just not it. That turned into another kind of snowball effect. And then that was all of 2021 we lived there. Probably should have found a way to get out of that lease. You live and you learn. We wound up living there for a year. A couple months into living there, I was offered a full-time position at the place I was freelancing, which was awesome and incredible, and I'm so thankful. And so I got brought on full-time. Well, about 4 months into being a full-time position there, I was still doing some of my freelance stuff and now doing this new role that I had. It went from nothing to everything. And it was so much work. I was the only person kind of doing the role I was doing while also managing, still doing my freelance stuff, and then also this other side little piece that I did at the company. It was a lot of work. It wasn't just me. A lot of people were constantly busy, always working. But that being said, it really took a toll on me. And being within probably 6, 7, 8 months, probably like 7 months of 2022, we were living in a place that we were just like, ugh. And this job had kicked off so much and was so busy, and I was so stressed all of the time. So it just led to just like, I didn't have time for anything. Mentally, I was just exhausted. It just led to a lot. And then the end of 2022, I noticed like, okay, I'm a little all over the place. Maybe having mental breakdowns every other day. It's fine. It wasn't fine. Yeah, I was getting really stressed, and my anxiety was through the roof. Like, it was just a lot. A lot of it to do with, yes, stress of the job, but also just like the state of where we were living and kind of the state of the apartment complex and all that stuff. So the end of 2022, I kind of noticed, hey, I'm not doing great. 2023, so much happened in 2023 that was not good. Awful year. I mean, there obviously were some good moments too, but so much happened that year and so much bad happened that year. When I was already feeling pretty low, it plummeted me to the ground. To name a few things, just to like give y'all some insight. I'm not even like getting into everything that happened, but the 2 major things that happened in 2023, I lost my job. I got let go and had to go back to freelance. And then number 2, I lost my baby girl, my cat. We had to say goodbye. So those 2 events alone, happening within months of each other, was a lot to deal with. And so 2023, not a good year. There was so much other stuff that happened too. So many other issues that I was dealing with and things that I was just trying to figure out. I was genuinely just trying to keep my head above water that entire year. So that's why I was just like, I can't, as much as I wanted to, because genuinely throughout the past 3 years, I have consistently thought about coming back to YouTube. I've consistently thought about, okay, well, I could film this. Okay, well, I could film this. And it just never came to fruition because I was too busy or because I was just too exhausted. I mentally was not there, which was a lot of the time of 2023. So it, again, unintentionally happened in 2021 and then just snowballed. And there was so much that happened. So anyways, I'm rambling at this point. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been and kind of what's happened and why I haven't posted in 3 years. So sorry, was going through a lot, but I have been thinking about YouTube again, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love posting, I love making videos, I love editing. I really want to get back into it, but I also didn't want to just like come back right away and just start posting and be like, hang on, 2021 to 2024, what happened? So hi, I'm back, maybe. I said that last time too. I think one of the last videos I posted, not the last video, but the one before that, was a video of me saying, we're back. Girl, no, we're not. So that all being said, the entire time I've thought about coming back and I've thought about returning to YouTube, and it just hasn't happened, but I want to. So I am forcing myself to film this and continue on. What's to come? What's in the future? What's in store? I know there's a good handful of y'all that had found me from the budgeting content. I am getting back into it. So I definitely think, you know, there's still gonna be budgeting content because I absolutely love budgeting, and it's just so helpful to watch other people budget and see how other people control their finances and everything like that. So that's definitely something that I want to get back into. I've been reading a ton, if you can't tell. So I definitely want to do some like book content, and then just some more lifestyle stuff, kind of actually show y'all a day in my life, a week in my life, during some little fun things that are going on. Yeah, I kind of just want to showcase just a lot of like helpful things. I'm your internet big sister, so to speak. Definitely getting back into budgeting content, 100%. I am kind of dabbling with digital budgeting, and there's just some bills that I just pay online. It's just easier, it's quicker. There's definitely a little bit of a workaround that I want to find because I love the cash envelopes. It helps keep me on track. I also love the digital way that I'm doing it. So we'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. And yeah, while I'm trying to figure out adulthood and adulting, helping y'all figure it out, because if I'm being honest, I am turning 27 at the end of the year. And I still feel like I'm an 18-year-old in college. I know that's not the case, but it feels like that. So it's definitely been interesting trying to navigate adulthood, especially with the world and the state that it's in. That's a whole other thing. Let me be clear as well. Free Palestine, free Sudan, free Congo, free Yemen. I just want to make that abundantly clear. This is just something that I love to do. Even when I was struggling, it was something that I continued to think about and continued to want to do. It's always been something that I kind of fall back on. You know, I love making content. I love editing content. It's definitely a passion project for sure. I love it. I love it so, so, so much. So that's kind of what's to come and what's in the future. I hope that you guys stick around. I'm gonna figure out and kind of ask y'all what y'all wanna see. Let me know down below what y'all wanna see. I am gonna keep trying to make content. I'm not gonna promise anything because I keep saying, oh, I'm gonna make a video a week, or I'm gonna do this video on this day and this video on this day. My YouTube track record has proven that that's not gonna be the case. I'm not gonna say I'm set to any schedule right now. I would love to do a once a week video. If that's even gonna be on the same day, I don't know. But I do have a ton of content ideas, a ton of things that I wanna film. I appreciate you guys for watching, and if you've stayed this long, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. I hope to see y'all around on my little corner of the internet. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'm excited to get back into the swing of things. So I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.